Now today we want to look at how to make a HTML page navigation bar, which is this section here. You can see how it's moving. This is called navigation bar of any HTML. A good HTML page must have a navigation bar. There's a drop down. It's not a must that all HTML pages to have drop down, but sometimes it may be necessary. Then this section here, which is the logo here, is what we call the HTML page header. You see it has only the logo and also social links, contact number here, and also an email. Sometimes some websites have a logo in the navigation bar, and also these ones are down here so that we don't have these two sections. But for our lesson today, we are going to see how to make both. Now, I want us to quickly begin. We want to make this thing exactly the way it is. But before we begin, I want us to say that there are some resources that we need. For example, we need the logo, this logo here. This logo has this part here and also this word learn. So this is one thing, and it's a logo with a transparent background. You can see that this background is blue and the logo kind of has this kind of design. You can see also here we have another logo which is appearing as this is what we call a fav icon. We want to see how to get it there. So these are things that you have to prepare before we continue. So we have this fav icon here, which is coming in the title here, telling us, for example, this Learn Academy, the contact us page that we are viewing now, and you can see it's also active here. Then we have this logo that we also need. Those are images. We also need, you see these icons. These icons here are called font awesome icons. These icons also, we need them. So there are a group of items that we need. And I also want to tell you that when I open this page, you can see this kind of a preloader that is appearing here. So they are this image, this one, and the preloader. Those are three images. Then we have these ones here are font awesomes that we need to get ready before we can start coding. Okay, so without wasting time, let us first of all make the items ready, and I want us to create a folder. And to create a folder, I want us to go to disk C. Disk C, that is this section here. That is where we have the XAMPP, and we have here local server. There are many, you can use WAMP. I'm using XAMPP. You can see it is here. So we want to go to XAMPP. After we go to XAMPP here, we go to htdocs. This is where we place our folder, and the folder I want to create here is learn. So learn is the folder I've created. Inside this folder, I want to create a page, and this page here, I want to call it. I want to call this page the page we see here, this index. I want to call it index HTML. For me to create this page, I want to create using the editor, and the editor I'm using is called Visual Studio Code. It's a very nice editor, and it's also free. So I want to open a new file, and this new file here, you can see it's untitled, but let me save it in the save as. And when I say save as, I want to save it in XAMPP, especially in the folder that we have created, which is called learn. So if I come to XAMPP here, I have htdocs, then I have learn is here. So I'm going to save it, but I want to save it as index.html. I will choose the type of document I'm opening is HTML. Then I will save this document there. You see, now we have the name of HTML here. I also want to create a file, a new file. Let's go back there, new file, and this new file is open. Let's save it as style.css, and let's save it in the, let's select the type of file. This CSS is there. Let us save it. Now it is saved, but we can start using it. But let's go back and ensure that our file is actually in the right folder. You realize that it's good practice to ensure that you create a different folder for styling files, for example .css. So we'll carry it and put it there. We can also open another folder. This folder we are going to put images img, that is image folder. We can also have a folder for fonts. The font awesome that we have looked at, we are going to keep them in this particular folder here. We can also have a JavaScript, the JS folder. We can also put them there, although today we are not going to use that particular folder. So it's good practice to ensure we do that. Everything must be organized in its own folder. So you see now we have everything is here. Let us go back and carry the images we say we need. Those for logo, fav icon, and also preloader images. Let's copy them and put them in the image folder. We can also go back to carry the fonts. Let's open it. So let's go and carry the fonts. These fonts, you see them here. We need them. We need to use them. So they are resources we must have before we begin. So let us go there and carry those fonts. Let's go back. There is the font images. Let's copy all of them. Highlight. Yes, let's copy. Let's paste them in our directory, root directory. Yes, there it is. We have it there. Now we also need to carry the CSS. In the CSS here, we need font awesome to link with those particular CSS. So we'll go back to the CSS folder there. Let's carry these two. The two are responsible. One is carrying fonts, and then one is linking the fonts to our HTML document. So let's go back there and put them out at .css there. Right, we have pasted them there. Now right now everything is okay. We have everything that we need kept there. Let us go to coding, to our HTML document. We have to start, and before we start, we have to declare the type of document that we need to use here. And this document is HTML. So doc type there is HTML. Then let us declare open HTML tag. So HTML tag there. And because we are using English, let us also put the language there as EN to mean English. So our page is going to be important dealing with English. This is very important for search engines, so that they can really know, or if you put something you want to Google, you know exactly whether that word is in English or that your page can be searched for the same. Inside this HTML document, you need to start by putting the header, the head, which helps us a lot, especially carrying the links and also the metadata. So here we are going to have the first one is title. So the title here is carrying information that is very, very important. In this title here, let us have the title as see where the title is here, that writing over here. This is what we call the title. So in a web page, usually you see that. So that title there, let's just go back a little. There's nothing much to write there, so it's small. Let us put there Learn Academy. let's put there Learn Academy as the name of our page of the and also because this is the HTML index.html is the home page, let us also indicate as such that this is our home page. So we have their home. Yeah, that's okay. That is very, very okay. Okay. So after that, let us go to add some metadata here. We are going to have meta charset UTF-8. This is only controlling the database mainly, not a lot of things. So let's add that. That is meta. Yes, meta. Then we have charset. Charset there. Then let's just put it there. Yes. Then we have inside the meta charset we are going to have UTF-8 that is controlling the database. If this page later on will be communicating with the database, we'll see that later on. For now we are dealing with HTML only. So let's close that. Let's go to another metadata, another meta information. There are a lot of metadata we can add here for description, for author, but we are not going to add them now, maybe another day. So we have meta there, and this meta will have name, meta name, and in this case we have a viewport, and then in this viewport we have content. The content we are going to give the details of this particular website that we have. Actually that metadata that we have included there is dealing with giving the page instruction to refresh after every 30 seconds. So let's go to the meta name, which is going to deal with controlling the viewing of this particular page on different devices. So we have meta name, viewport there. After viewport there we go to content. The content there should therefore be, we give the width of this page on the devices. The width should be equal to the width of the device that we are using to view it. So that is width equals to that. Then we say width of the page will be equal to that width of the device. It could be a phone, iPad, or a desktop, or a laptop. Then we go to height, should also be equal to the height, device height, just like the width equal there. So these are things that we are adding to ensure that we have everything that we need. Then we have initial scale. Initial scale should be equal to 1. Then we have maximum scale. Maximum scale should also be equal to 1. Then these are not very necessary right now, but because we have to know that this viewport is very, very important when we are dealing with pages being able to be viewed in different devices. So we go to that. Maximum scale is 1. Then finally let's look at user scalable. Is it user scalable? We say no, let us not make it user scalable. So the page will be fitting the device exactly without being user scalable. Then let us go to the links. The link that we need here, probably let us start with the link to communicate with the HTML, the CSS, or the other one we said was about We go to body. Okay, body, let's just add the body first. If we add the body first, we'll be able to see what we are doing. So in the body, we are adding div class header, and the div class header is what we have there. You see, that is the header section, that all row from the end, one end to the other. And inside that div header, we want to add the logo. So we are going to have img, which is the image. You see that logo there? That is the image we want to add. So let us add the code for that image, which is the img tag. These other ones are floated right. This is floated left. So we are going to have open tag, img tag. Inside the img tag, that is the div that is going to carry the logo. So div, this is header logo, so we add it there, the header dash logo. This div is the one that is carrying the header on the logo side, and this logo here will float it on the left side. So let's close that div. Inside there we put the image tag, img src to give us the link of where the logo is, src. So src there, we know the logo is in the image img folder. You can see the img folder. Let's just go back to see it. Yes, there. This is where the logo is. So we put img stroke logo, and the logo is you see it's a png logo. So we'll say img slash, and already the code is giving you that link there. So let's just once more confirm the extension, which is a png image. So let's just add that one in the logo. You must always indicate the tag. You can also see that the code is already giving you the name. It means that actually is present in that particular folder. So after we do that, we close this particular tag. We close this particular tag. Yes, that one. See where? So we go to the second div. Let's close it. Let's close this tag here. Let's close the tag. Then we go to the next div, and that div is floated right. That is what is carrying the font awesome, and let's name it as let's name it as float right header. Float right header. Float right header. Let's close that. Float right header. Yes. Let's give some space inside it. This space you want to put the A tags. The A tags inside here are first. The first one is Facebook, then Twitter, then we have Instagram, then we have YouTube, we have the phone, and then we have email with the envelope. So let us start arranging them. And arranging them, we start with a tag, because they are links to different social sites. So we have the A tag href to give the link, and because this link is still not given, we are going to put hash just to leave it empty, so that for now it's not clickable. So let's put hash there to ensure that it remains empty. Then let's close that. Then we have inside this A tag, we are going to have the icon tag. So we have the I tag. Yes, you see that one over there. So we have to have the I tag. So the I tag there is I. We open, then we put I, then class. The class is going to carry fab FA for font awesome and B for brand. So fab space, you must have there fab, fab then space, because Facebook is a brand. Then FA, we write Facebook F because we are dealing with F only. Facebook icons could be square, could be circular, or could be just a letter. So that is why you see it's just a letter here. So that's why we put Facebook F, and then you close that tag, and then close the I tag. We close the I tag. So you see, once we close it, you see the red color is still existing, meaning we have a mistake occurring there. So the mistake, if you look at it, is that okay, the quotation marks for this class section, yes, for the Facebook is not put. So we need to add those quotation marks in. The quotation marks are outside. That is why the code is showing us red, meaning something is not right. So let us just do that. Let us just fix that problem there, so that we can remove those quotations. Yes, let's add quotation there. Yes, you see now the red color is gone. Now they see this one is light, added as light. We remove it, and then everything is okay. So for me to go to the next, let me just copy this and paste, so that I can just edit for the Twitter one. The second one is Twitter. So let's just copy and paste. Let's just copy there and paste, and then edit. This is Twitter. So everything, Twitter is a brand, everything will remain. So I say Twitter is double T. Let me remove that. It's T. Yes. Let me paste again to go to the next icon for social media, which I think is Instagram. Yes, it's Instagram. So let's go to the editor. Let's go to the editor and put there Instagram, where Facebook is. So we have Instagram. Let us go again to, I think, YouTube. We have YouTube now. We have YouTube as the code. So the YouTube there. Let's just add that code. Let's add that code there. Yes. Let's replace that one with YouTube. So YouTube is a square, so let's say YouTube square, because it's square in nature, the way the picture is. Good. Let's see. All these fonts are under font awesome, which I said I will share with you so that you can add them there. Then we go to the font. I think the font, we still paste this one, but in the font you realize that font is not a brand. So the font is there, and you see there's a font number indicated. So because the font is not a brand, we'll remove, let's just say font. Let's write font. Okay, good. And then let's write the phone number there. The phone number is indicated, so let's put it there. You see, the phone number is there. Let's put the phone number so that it can appear, and that is plus 254 254. You can add any phone number, 150700754. And you also realize that we can add the next one, which is now the one for email, and it is envelope. So let's have, yeah, you see that, you see the envelope there. So let's have envelope as the icon, and you see the fab. Let's remove B, because now envelope and font are not brands. Let's remove B. Yes, good. But you realize that we have also not indicated the email. The email is not indicated in the code here. So let's add the email, which is dingo@gmail.com. dingo@gmail.com. We have added that. You realize that this email is clickable. The email and also the phone. When I put there, I will go to a phone. If I have a phone, it will take me to where the phone is. So I will have the code for phone number, which I'll put under the link there. So I'll say under href there, where I put hash, let's take tel colon, then let's put the number, which is plus 254 254 070 254 070 754. That is the telephone number. So if someone clicks on that link, if you click on this link, it will take you to the phone, exactly the phone number, so you don't have to key in the digits. It will directly put it there. Then we come to email. Also we can have this one to take you directly to Gmail. So we have mail to colon odingo@gmail.com. So if you click the link for email, it will already open for you. Let's see, if you click here, it will take you directly to Gmail, especially if you have a phone. If you have a computer, it will also take you to a link that you can actually be able to open an email. So far so good. Let us save. So in this saving, we now have to start styling. We need to know how to start styling this document now, because now almost we have done, we have put the code for page header that we have up there. So the next thing is just to style, and to style, let us come back to another page. Let us now see how our page looks like before we style it. Let's put there localhost slash we have LAN, I think that was the folder, slash index.html. Let's see if it's opening. You see it's opening, but you can see there are no fonts, or some are not there. Those icons are not there. The color is also not there. So let us see what we can do. Let us bring in the fonts, the font or some, and you can see up there we have fonts where the fonts are actually, and then we have the font or some. So we are going to put the font or some link in HTML. So let's put that one there, and a head. So we put in there a font or some, so that this page can find our. But before I put that, let me just label, so I can label what that link below it means. Let's say CSS. So in the CSS we have two files that we have to link here. First is the font awesome, and then the other one is the style sheet. So let's see, link, we have rely on a style sheet there. So we put style sheet because this file is actually a style sheet. Then let us see href, where is the file located. The file is in CSS. So CSS there, stroke, you see it's giving you different ones. Let us put the style one, the one that's appearing there. That's the one that we are going to put. It's empty still now. So it's style.css. That style is found in CSS folder, and let us close it. Let us also bring in the font awesome. So also open a link, that is a link, rely on style sheet. I will rely on style sheet there again, and in this style sheet we have now the font awesome. The font awesome is href where the file is, and the name of the file. So we have href, and in the href we put in font awesome.css, and that file is also in CSS. So CSS stroke, and you see it's giving you options there, and you can see font awesome. So you just click there to ensure that it's the one that we have there. Yes, so we can close that file again. Right now we have linked the two styling documents, or the CSS files. Let's save. Let us see if we can actually have our page now having the font awesome, the font icons. Let us see. You see now the icons are appearing, the envelope, the phone, the YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You see now the image is also there, but our colors are still not there. So what we need to do now is to ensure we actually have what we call the icon, the fav icon. So let's label it as fav icon. So fav icon there is the logo icon that appears with the title up there. So here let us say link. Let us say link, and link we rely on shortcut icon. That is the we put in the rely there, shortcut icon, and the shortcut icon href is because this icon is in the image. So let's put the href there. We are going to go to image because the icon is in the image. So img stroke fav icon. You see, this is where it is. Fav icon here, yeah, that is it. So it's under the image. So we come here and put that, and you can already see it's appearing in the first one. Let's just click it. So we have there, the link is there, and the type of this is image. It's an image and it's an icon. So we say image stroke X icon. So image stroke X icon. That is what we have there. Let's close that tag so that we can see whether now the icon is appearing. Let's save. Let's refresh once more, and you can see now it is appearing under next to the title. So we have to style this thing to look nice. Looking nice meaning it will look like the one we have before we began, and you see everything now is indicated there. You see now that it's appearing there, and that's a great thing. It's next to the title, and then this logo here you see is not styled very well. So we need to do something, and doing something meaning we are going to style. So in the style here we have to let's open it again to showing deleted. So let's open CSS file, go there. So we have the file there. In this file here we have to give the style here, the style to style this particular thing very well. So the first thing we need to start with is the header div. That's the first div under body that we need to style. So this header div here, you see it has two divs inside it. So div header logo and div float right header. Those are the two headers inside the header div. So first let us start by the main one. The main container is the header div. So the header div there is we need to put in the background color. So the background color in the header div, and also background color, let's say the background color is hash 04769, hash 044769, hash 044769, and you see already the color is appearing. If we refresh and actually go there to see, you see that you see the color is not appearing. So let us go and clear the memory in the Chrome, because sometimes it stores the previous settings. So let us clear that and try again. If it's not working, we will go back to the code and see if you have made a mistake. So you see I'm clearing the memory. Let's refresh once more, and you see now the color is there. So actually the problem was not actually the name. And you see there's a margin that appears, automatically. This margin is a problem of Chrome. It sets it automatically, so we have to remove it. By removing it, we have to go back to the top of this header tag and create an asterisk. Asterisk means a tag that is going to affect the Chrome settings so that it doesn't create that automatic margin and padding. So we'll say here, we say here padding to be 0 pixels, so that is set to 0 so that there is no padding there. Then we go to margin. Margin also we set to 0 pixels, so margin 0 pixels again. And this one here, let us save and see what is happening now if that margin is still existing. If I refresh here, you see now the margin is gone. You see now the header is coming from one end to another. So let's continue with said. Let's go to the overflow. Do we allow this header to overflow to other areas? No, so we put hidden, overflow hidden. Let's go to font family, and font family, let us just add a trebuchet or Arial, but let us just add is Arial there? No, Arial is not coming. Let's come to trebuchet so that we add it. It looks nicer. It's your choice which font you are using. People have different tastes. So we have that, and we have saved. If you go there and you refresh, you realize that now we have that one there, but everything is still not looking nice because we have not actually put in the styles. The styles are still missing. Remember that we need now to put this thing the way it appears. You see the way line is on one left and the other one is on the right. So let's go back there and put in the div there is header logo. So the div header logo, the div header logo, there. This div header logo, let's say that the header logo should be should float left. So let float is left, on the left hand side. Let's just see. We need to float it left. We need to float the div header logo left because that's where the logo is. So if we go up there, let's float it. Float left. So float left, so that the logo will be on the left hand side of the page. And then we need to set padding for it after we set the float. So let's set the padding. We need to pad both left and top. So we are going to pad 10 px. We'll set 10 px as the padding, and also 16 for 10 for above, top and bottom, but left is 16 px. You realize that inside the logo, header logo, there is an image tag. Let us make this image tag clickable by adding an a tag. So we'll say a href, we can leave it there, that's the href. Then we have there, let's close the tag and then close it on this other side by closing that a. So we can save, and if you come here, we can then style that a tag. So the a tag there is the a tag under logo header. So header logo, so we go to header logo, then a, meaning the style of the that clickable link inside that tag, and we say, what do we say to it? We say float left. So we float the logo and the a tag together left, and then let us set padding to 0px. 0px padding. 0px padding. Let us save. Let us see now what we are going to have. But before that, we can already handle the other child, the div container. The other one we are going to float left. This one called float right header. So this float right header here, well, let's copy it, or let's just type it. So we say float right header. So float right header is also a div carrying the social icons and also email and phone number, and there also let's float it right. Let's float that div right, because the one for logo is left. Let's float it right, yes. Then let us set padding for it, and let the padding be the same as that one of the one we floated left, that is padding 10px and 16px. Padding 10px, 16px. Then once we do that, we should also be able to style the a tag inside this particular div, the a tag, the links for the Facebook, Twitter, and so on. So we just copy that and just probably edit. You see these a tags here. We can now be able to edit that and just, let's say, float right header and add a to mean that is a tag for a. So we add, let's change that one. We should just have there padding left and padding right, padding left and padding right, and we keep them to 10px each. So padding right is also 10px, that one there. So I think we can see what is happening now. We can see what is, you see now, they are now aligning very well, although the style for the right div is not set yet. So we can go to fix this issue here that we see up there. Let us go to the tag that is, let us go to the tag that, let's take it back. Let's take the tag back to header. Let's set the tag back to header. The header tag up there, closer to where head tag is. Yes, so we have header, and header will only affect a. So any a tag inside the header div will be affected by the following tag, and this following tag carries quite a lot. So it will be, first we float it left, we float every a left, then let's return that one there. Let's set font family. Font family, we can set it table sheet, or we can simply inherit the code that is existing in the div there. So inherit, yes. Then we go to font size, should be 16px, 16 font size, 16px. Then we go to color, font color, should be white, font color white. Then text align all text at the center. Any text inside the header div should be aligned at the center. Then padding which should be the same, 10 px padding should be 10 px, 16 px. That's padding, 10 px, 16 px. And then finally let's look at text decoration. So text decoration here, we are not expecting any decoration, so we put it at none. So we don't expect it to be. Let's save and let us see what is happening. So when we refresh the page, you see now the page is now having almost the header like the other one we had there. But you see something here in our page header that the phone icon is flipped, facing the opposite direction, which we may not want to see. So we can come back here and change font. When we say flip horizontal, flip horizontal, font awesome, FM in font awesome, flip horizontal. You can flip vertically, but this one you want to flip horizontally so that it faces the opposite direction. If you see that, let's refresh. You can see now the font icon is facing the right direction. You also see that this one, when we touch our name was showing on hover, the colors are changing when we hover. So we have to indicate that we change that particular. The hours are not hovering, you can see remaining right. So we want to see when they hover with the mouse what is happening on them. So let's go back to style, and in our style here let's go to header a hover, because we want to ensure that anything that is in header, any a tag that is in the header, when you hover with the mouse it will become orange in color. So we go to header header see that this is not being changing on hover. So let's put a code here, and a CSS code, header a, because you are styling any a tag that inside that, a colon, then we would hover, a colon, then hover, so that when you move with the mouse over that particular code in the browser, you can see the color changing on which tag you are in. So we open that and we say color, hover color should be orange, which is hash 0 hash F660 0 0. That is what we have there. So let's save and let us see what happens if you hover over there. Let's refreshing. Let's refresh again. Okay, let's try to see. You see now if you move there, it's changing the color to show that the mouse is over that particular item. So that is quite easy, and let's go back there and see something. Let's go back there and see this code, you see that we can put a small space between the numbers here so that they are not so close to the icons. Only one space will be recognized. So let's save again, and we'll refresh. You see that there's a small space there now. The small space is already existing there, so that is okay. So we have our code. You see this one shows this is clickable link. That's why the ref was covering the entire image. So if you click the image, we can actually add a link to the image, probably index.html, to show the home page, so that when you click that image, it will take you to the home page, which is the first page you view when you go to a page. You see that if you highlight there, you can see a small code at the bottom there, which is showing index.html. That's the link of that particular one. With this one, you see hash, because we have still put the hash there because we don't have the links for the Facebook links, but you can add yours if you have a custom one. Will directly to either Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and so on. So we have our codes here, and now this is a very ready HTML page with complete CSS files, and also the image for the logo, and also the image for the favicon icon for the title up there. You see now when you hover, everything is working very clear. Now let us go back here and see our code. Our code now for the header is okay. What remains is for us to add now down there as the navigation bar. But our HTML is not labeled, so we can label everything we have done to help you understand what is done at every stage. The first code that is up there was removing the margin and the padding from the automatic margins and paddings from Chrome. So sometimes it makes the page look very bad with those margins existing, so we can clear it. That is what we were doing there. So we say remove all margins and paddings. That is what we are doing with the first code of CSS up there. This one will not be read by the CSS. It's a label, so you can, it's like a subtitle what is being done down there. So the next code below there is the header. The header is the mother div, the container that is carrying every code that we have there. So let's say also say this is header div or header container. So that is what that style here is dealing with. It's giving us the background of that container. It's also giving us the overflow, whether we want it hidden or we want it to be shown. So hidden meaning it will not be affecting any div that is coming below it. So that is header container. We label it like that, and then once we are finished, we come to the below it. We are affecting any links. The A tags under that header container are being styled in the second container. Now really the main code that I've indicated there in the capital letter is telling us that anything below there is dealing with the header container section starts here. That's what it's telling us there. So it's telling us that whatever is below any of those small, now written small letters, are under that subheading there. So you understand that the code is clear. You can make editing very easy for you. The second code we are changing here is now the header, the child tags under the header div, which is the A tag. So any A tag inside that header is being affected by the code that is below there. That is what is it. Then down there we have the header logo. So the logo part is affected by this the mother container. We know the header logo is a child div to the header div. So that low code there will be affecting or styling the image that we have on the other side, including floating it left, and also the paddings that we need to ensure that the logo is positioned appropriately and also with suitable margins. Then after that we have the header logo a tag. So it means that any a tag inside that header logo, and specifically we put the header logo inside an a tag to ensure that it's clickable. When someone clicks it, you can go to a link. So that is what we have styled there. We are also floating it left, and we set the padding to be 0. Then we have the other div, the child div, the second child div under header that we labeled as float right header. This header was carrying the social icons and also email and also the phone links. So we are going to realize that this div was floated right. So that is what that code is all about. So tomorrow or another day, if you want to edit, you can easily follow through to know which part you should edit. It's very, very important for you to label your codes so that it as the page becomes bigger, the CSS code becomes more complicated. That is there, so that is affecting that. Let us come down. This is a code that is affecting, we did not label this one. We did not label this code here, and this code here was supposed to deal with the a tags inside the float right header. That is what that code was supposed to affect. So let us add a there, so that a is affecting that particular code or the a tags inside that particular div. Then finally we had the hover. When a mouse hovers over the clickable tags, especially the a tag, we notice that hover is giving us a color, an orange color. So that's what that is responsible for. So you can change any color you want, from orange to red to green to something else that is suitable for you. Now we have labeled all our code. Now we can also indicate that now this is the end of our we said it's the tag started here, so we want to ensure also we close it. We say this is the end. So when you are editing, you know that when you are looking for the header codes or CSS, you don't go below this one here. So we say the header section starts here, so we are going to say it ends here. So that one is now the code, and now we have done labeling and everything is good to go. You realize that this is according only for the header section of the page. Let us save it. We can refresh and see what we have here, and now that's what you have. You realize that everything now is as the original one that we were following. Now this is the logo. You'll be provided in the resources that are sent to you. We have the other resources that you need. The other resources that you need will also be provided for you. So you need to be able to build this code just the way you have done it from scratch until you reach where we are. Then you can make little changes by changing coloring, changing logos if you have new ones. But I advise you that the logos have specific sizes that must be adhered to. If you don't, then your page will not really look like the one we have made. So this is a page that we have got, and these logos here, you see them. I will share them with you so that you can have easy work doing. If you have a graphic designing software, you can also make yours, so the resize that you do. Those are links that you click will retake you to pages that you need. um, um, the logo that we have there, we have indicated where it is. We have two logos. We have one which is the icon, and then we have one which is the logo that is appearing in the header page. The other icon is appearing is appearing on the title with the fav icon normally put on the header. You see this logo here, and then these are ones here will be provided for you so that you can use them easily. So our code is over. We have done, and that is the end of the lesson. So I will share with you these documents and this video so that you can learn, try to code. If you have any question, please you can send a message or ask for more clarification.